Hi everyone. I wanted to do a video blog this week on something that I actually posted about on all my social media channels last night, and that's comparing ourselves to other people and the downside to social media. So we've got a little person here who wants to say hello. Say hi. Can you say hello? Basically, I posted about where my motivation comes from now and how I don't compare myself to other women. We all come in different shapes and sizes. It really is crazy to look at people and think that we can look like them. Um, if we're not genetically made that way. I was born with a narrow hips. I was never given childbearing hips, even though I did bear a child. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Um, so, my whole life I was always straight up and down, and I actually hated it. I used to think to myself, man, I'd do anything to have some curves. um, but you know what? After having Leo and realizing that you don't need those childbearing hips to have a beautiful baby and things like that, you just have a bigger appreciation for what your body's capable of, and everything like that. Motherhood. You're gonna get down. Motherhood has definitely changed me in a way that I respect my body a lot more. I'm amazed by women's bodies and what they're capable of and what they can do. So I would never look at someone who's never had children and compare our situations, because before I had Leo, I had all the time in the world to think about training and nutrition. I had all the time in the world to go to the gym, to prepare my food, to just be so diligent with everything, and that's something that I just physically can't do anymore. I'm literally a stay-at-home mum. I work from home. We don't have any family here in Melbourne, so it's just me and Matt, and we are constantly juggling things to achieve things that we want to in life. And I'm so grateful that my husband's so supportive of what I do, because he's very hands-on daddy and looks after Leo when I'm working on the weekends and when I have to do things. So it's about that teamwork. So for me to compare my life to someone who doesn't have to juggle those things is just silly, and there's nothing against them or their lives, and not that they're not inspiring in their own right. It's just a personal thing for me. I look at women who have multiple children, and I hear stories about single mums out there, and I just take my hat off, and they are the women that really inspire me, because if they can do it, I know I can do it, and that's all I'm trying to say. The other thing with social media is that you have to really take things that you see for a grain of salt, and there's always going to be beautiful bodies flashing your news feeds, and there's always going to be selfies and things to inspire you per se, but if they're not, if they're a competitor, or they're a professional fitness model, or they're in comp shape or lean all year round, you have to realize the life that they live to be that way and to look that way. It's a very, very selfish way to live, and that's when I was successful with my competing. I didn't have a partner or a child, and I didn't have a social life either. I just focused 100% on my body, and that's kind of what you need to do sometimes, most of the time when you live that life. I'm so grateful for that life, because it got me to where I am now, and now I can share my stories with everyone else out there who isn't interested in being a competitor, yet they're inspired by what competitors do and how they live, and motivated by them, which is totally fine. But just be realistic with what they go through to get to that point, and is that achievable for you? Women who are mums that compete, wow, that's another level. I take my hat off again. I think that's just another juggling act altogether. Sometimes it can actually, I guess, help in regards to, it gives you that focus, that goal, and it's all a personal preference whether you want to do that, or whether you just want to live that 80% balanced kind of healthy lifestyle, stay fit, but keep it realistic to you. How can you look? Because your body type might not allow you to get to the point where you're aiming for. So just keep it realistic, keep the goals honest to you, surround yourself with those positive people that only lift you up, and there are going to be people around that will try and bring you down. It happens all day, every day, and it's unfortunately just how we're so open to it with social media. And just be grateful for your health. I've had a few sad incidences lately with my direct family. Everything's fine, but also a good friend of mine died from cancer at 36. So you can imagine the realization that I had in that moment when she was only diagnosed 10 months ago, and she's so young and beautiful, and it's just such a waste of a life. So that's given me more motivation to try and share my message with people to stay healthy, and to try and eliminate the stresses from your life, and just to keep things real, keep things realistic. And on that note, I'm going to go tend to my son because he's carrying something that he shouldn't. So I will speak to you all next week. Bye for now.